In this episode of Wine and House Talk, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about land. Hello and welcome to episode 8 of Wine and House Talk. My name's Andy Pater, of course, and this week I'm actually coming to you from hospital. So I was planning on filming this episode tonight, but unfortunately I've been hit by kidney stones, but I'm on some good drugs now, and I thought I would, I thought I'd take the opportunity to get the episode in anyway, because I was really looking forward to it. I'm going to have to ditch the wine, obviously, because I am in hospital, and I'm not sure that's allowed, nor do I have access to any wine. But we are going to get into the episode. So this week we're going to be discussing everything land, everything you need to know if you are looking at building or buying a block of land, and we're going to talk about some terminology that should get you out of trouble. I hope you enjoy. Bear with me for the shocking quality. Of course, this is just being filmed on an iPhone. But let's get into it. So when you buy a block of land from an agent, the questions that I'd be asking would be around the point of difference with the project. All land is going to be pretty much the same, but ask the question, why would you buy your land over the land down the road? It's a really good question to ask. There's a couple of terms that you're going to want to become familiar with as well. Contract of sale, that's a pretty obvious one. It's a contract of sale. That's really just an agreement between you and the developer. Fall is another important element that you'll need to know about if you are looking at buying a block of land. What fall is its slope, so the slope of the land. Typically 300 millimetres of fall from the front to the back of the land is pretty low amount of fall. When we start to look more around the 650 up of fall, that's a lot more fall. So that's when your site costs are going to be elevated and they're going to be a bit higher. And things can get quite expensive with site costs. I'd probably recommend that the average you're going to be spending on site costs will be, I'd say the low end is 8 or 9 grand, and then the top end of reasonable would be around 20 grand. But site costs can get very, very high, especially if you're building on quite a steep hill. They can end up being 60 grand. But a lot of volume builders won't really touch more than 1.5 to 2 metres. And to be honest, that's how they cut estates now. Anyway, so yeah, that's probably the figure you're going to be looking at. Now, I'd be asking the agent what the fall over the land is, but if you want to work it out for yourself, what you need is the engineering document, and what you want to do is look for the 2 FS numbers, like on the document displayed here, and the FS number is the finished surface level number. And what you want to do is find the biggest number and subtract the smallest number from that biggest number. The number that you have left over is that tells you what the fall across the land is. Now, if you're looking at a block of land that has an easement, I should probably explain what an easement is. So an easement is a section of the land at the back that has services in it. So they can be sewage or electricity. And basically that we need to leave access to the easement just in case we ever have to dig up any pipes or electricity. And if we do, that's why we can't build on the home. A lot of builders won't build within 1 metre of the easement as well, for risk of the house falling into that easement. Another one to talk about is, of course, titles and settlement. So titles, the process of receiving titles, what that looks like is it's when the developer takes a paddock, if you will, and converts it into a series of lots, cutting it up. And what we're saying when we refer to titles being released is we're saying it's gone from being a paddock to your lot. So it's complete with the roads and all the connections. And it's been registered with the titles office. Now, settlement is typically 14 days after that titles process is complete. And what settlement is when the block is transferred from the developer's name into your name. So a covenant is basically a rule that's been placed over the land, stipulating that you have to comply with a certain rule. So there might be a double-story covenant over your block of land, and that means that you have to build a double story. That's an easy example. Look, your land agent really should be helping you out with all this, and even your builder, but it's really good for you to know the terminology. And that's really it for this week's episode of Wine and House Talk. If you've enjoyed the episode, please leave a comment below, please like it, please share it. And even if you haven't liked it, leave a comment down below. I'd really like your feedback. Go easy on me on production quality this week. I literally did it from a hospital bed. But I can't wait to bring you another episode next week. Thank you so much for watching, and enjoy your evening.